Good. Oh, yeah.
We are live. Hey, everyone. Hello. So I'm joined by you can see I'm joined by a special guest today, Charlotte. Let me just check. I can see us on Facebook. I'm always nervous that it's not actually good. Yeah, it is.
Oh, your signal has gone really bad.
It's what?
It's fine. It's all right. Your signal went like really funny.
Oh, no. We don't want signal issues. So thank you so much for joining me, Charlotte. I massively appreciate it. This is exciting going live together. So I'm gonna I've got a little posh. I can put my questions up and everything. So tell me a little bit about you and your life, who you live with, what you've got going on.
Well, first of all, because we're going to swap this next week, and I need to think of I need to up my game a little bit because this is. But yeah, so we actually live like super near to each other. So I'm in Wigan as well. In my life, so I've got my boyfriend Nick. So we've been together for just over 6 years. And then anyone that follows me on Facebook will see Chester and Marley, who are my 2 Labradors, who are just crazy. And then I've also got 3 cats as well. So a bit like living in a zoo.
Fur baby mum.
It's a bit crazy, but it's good. And yeah, so I work as well. So I work part-time at the minute for a bank, which I've been there for like 12, 13 years. So yeah.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, lots of fur babies going on. I used to have lots of fur babies before I had kids. I had 2 horses and I miss them so much. It's just just couldn't do both. So yeah, traded them in for 2 kids. Right. So you've already got your job. What was it that made you think I want to join Unique?
Well, I actually used to just sit on Facebook every single night and like see these posts. So it was a girl that I knew through work. We weren't like super close. 6 months I watched these posts for. I never asked any questions. I was like, I can't ask her because she's going to think I want to join, and I just don't understand like all this stuff. And then, so it was like coming up to Christmas. So I think I started seeing the posts about like the August, like summertime. And she kept doing this like 100 days till Christmas or whatever. Sell one mascara a day and you'll have like 300 quid or whatever it worked out to. And I was like, God, that'd be amazing, because I moved out just before I turned 18 and I've never like missed any bills or anything, but money was always a bit of a struggle. Had a credit card, had payday loans when I was younger, and I thought, do you know what? I really could do some of this extra cash. And seeing these posts, never joined. And then eventually, it must have been about the 22nd of December, I thought, well, I've left it too late to make any money for Christmas now, but I just need to speak to her. So we ended up just chatting a little bit, and Christmas Eve I joined with no expectations whatsoever, but I thought, do you know what, if I could just make 20 quid a month maybe, just to buy a takeaway and not have to dip into my wages, that would just be amazing. So yeah, that was why I joined. Oh, your signal's gone again.
I think we had some connection issues
You're
there.
Back.
Yes, we're back. I've switched connections. Sorry about that, everyone, if you're watching. I've come off my Wi-Fi and I've gone onto hotspot on my phone, so hopefully that'll hold out a bit better. So sorry.
It's all right.
You were doing the countdown to December and I was like hooked. So she was doing the post leading up to December, and that's where it cut out. So just recap me on that bit.
Yeah. So then it got up to like about the 22nd of December, and I thought, well, I've left it way too late to make any money for Christmas now, but I just need to speak to her about this. Like, I don't understand it. I think it's a bit of a scam, to be honest, but whatever. I just need to know. So we had a conversation like backwards and forwards for a couple of days, and then eventually, Christmas Eve, I just thought, do you know what have you got to lose? And I was petrified. Paid my joining fee on my credit card. I was like, do you know what? There's like thousands on there anyway, so what's another £69? And if I can just make 20 quid a month, then I'll be happy, pay for a takeaway, and Yeah.
Amazing. So what's it been like since you clicked that join?
Crazy. Like, I didn't really have any expectations. So I joined 2015, so it's almost 8 years ago now. And it took me a month to even sell one mascara. I sold it to my neighbour and I paid the postage just because I was so thrilled that I'd got a sale. So I didn't even make any money from it. I was like, I just don't think I'm getting
sold
something back.
one, yeah.
But then it snowballed from there, and you know, I was selling stuff and I was making a bit of extra money. And I didn't really know, like, I think when you're on the outside looking in, you don't understand what the community is, and like all these other women, you think it's just like one person posting on Facebook, and it's just not at all.
I know.
And then over the years, I started to see other people, and I'd be like, well, she's just bought a car from doing this. She's just been on holiday, like, you know, and people that live like really close to us as well.
Yeah.
And that just kind of got the wheels turning a little bit, and I split up with my ex, and then I met Nath, and all these things went on in between. And then probably about 2019, so I've been in the business like 4 years at this point, I started saying to Nath, like, I would love to just do this full time. Like, I really have a passion for this now, and I would love to. So I did get to the point where I actually had a year off my job, and I just did this full time, which was amazing. And about a year ago now, I just went back part-time, and I love the combination of both. I love having, like, this is your wage you're going to get from your job, and, you know, just forget about it, and that's your bills covered. And then this, having so much more time, because I never thought I'd be able to go part-time at work. I never thought I'd be able to have a year off, but I think now I've found like a really good balance. So it's been crazy.
It's amazing, isn't it? And it's just so cool that, and that just shows you how you can go at your own pace as well. You know, like, you didn't have any pressure when you came in to be like, you've got to do it this fast or this big or whatever. You just kind of went on your own journey, and when you saw the potential for yourself and you decided that you wanted to build it bigger, you could, and there were people there then to support you. That's just amazing. I love that. So what, Charlotte, tell me, what's the one thing you're most excited about for the next 6 months?
Well, we don't want to say too much, do we, I guess? But
we've
got a really big announcement coming on Friday, and I think we both speak to so many people like every single day, and they say, well, I'd love to do that, but I don't have time. And this is just going to blow that out of the water, and you're just going to think, well, this is the time, and this is amazing. Like, the things that are coming are just going to make a huge difference for a lot of people, and I'm excited.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to tell everybody. I think, though, it is a really funny one, that I talk to a lot of ladies who say, like, I don't think I'd have the time to do what you do. But sometimes I think people don't realize that, like, I work full time. I've got 2 kids who've got loads of activities, and I mean loads. And it can take whatever time you've got. So even if it's like half an hour a day, you can turn that into money, can't you? You know, like, and it's like you said, you might be just thinking, I want to earn £100 a month. But then once you've done it, you're like, oh, could I earn £200 a month in an extra half an hour? Yeah. You know, like, it is so crazy. I think there is that misconception that it means you need lots of time.
Yeah.
But I think that's because, if you think about it, we've only ever been an employee, which means you've got to work so many hours for that amount of money. And you automatically think, I'm going to have to work so many more hours to make more money. But online, social media, it's so different, isn't it? It's so different. So yeah, that's cool. So
it's funny though now, because I look back at that year off that I had, and I think, do you know what? I get more done in a day now, where, like, I've literally just sat at my desk for the last 10 hours, worked from home, but I've probably done more for my business, you know, this morning and like now tonight since I finished than I did when I used to have a full day. Like, it's crazy.
It's mad. I think, because I do that. I do pockets of time. So I'll do like half an hour before work, half an hour in my lunch. It's mad how much you can get done when you've got focused time, isn't it? Even though it's a small time slot. And yeah, I'm on the big vision now, like you. I'm like, you can build this into something huge if you want to, like, yeah, you can have a couple of £100 a month, but you can also go big, can't you? It's like amazing.
Yeah.
So what would your one piece of advice be to someone who is like watching you and wondering like, shoulda, woulda, coulda?
Just
like what?
try it.
Yeah.
Like, what have you got to lose? The last 8 years would have passed me by anyway, and I would have still been sat in debt, miserable, thinking like there's got to be more to life than this. And if you try it and it's genuinely not for you, you can just walk away and it's not a big deal.
Exactly. I know. It's amazing. I'm sold. Sign me up now. I love it. I can see big things, Charlotte. Honestly, I can see you smashing it next year. So is your plan now is your ultimate goal to sort of not need your part-time job and be doing this full time? Is that still the goal?
Yeah, I'd love to get back to that point that I was at, where I can just walk away from it. Or do you know what? I love my job, and starting this was never about leaving work. So I might get to a point where I go down to 2 days, or I do walk away from it. I've got a kind of another goal on the side of something that I'd love to do in the future. Obviously I've got my two boys, Chester and Marley, and Nate thinks I'm absolutely mad, but I would love to breed Labradors. That's my ultimate. So I think at some point I'd like to hope over maybe not the next 5 years, but maybe the next 10, that I can kind of get to the point where Unique can fund that, and then that gets to the point where I don't need the other job as well. So
yeah. I love that. Oh, don't you'll have me buying puppies and I can't do dogs again. I had 2 Labradors when I had my 2 horses and 2 Labradors. Yeah, I do miss some days sometimes, but
well, you can borrow these 2 whenever you want.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, little fur baby cuddles.
Yeah.
That's cute. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining me. So yeah, if anybody is watching Charlotte, please go follow her. Go find her on Facebook. She's amazing. And show her some love, because this has been so good. Thank you so much for joining me. I massively appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.